What's going on, guys? Your boy Amazing here, back with another video. And in today's video, guys, we are here with another Duet Tabethe video to do the later game build guide for Tabethe here, guys. Now, Tabethe is going to be mainly a combat AI support character, so again, it's not something where you're really going to be running this character on field, but we're going to be going over the build that I would run personally for combat AI support and how you're going to be going about building this character. If you guys do enjoy videos like this, definitely make sure to hit that like button and subscribe, as we are on the road to that 5k subs on the channel. I definitely do appreciate the support on the channel, guys. We recently hit that 4k and we're grinding, man. So with that out of the way, let's hop in and let's actually go over the kit of Tabethe real quick, and then we'll talk about how we're going about building her demon wedges. So if we go to her skills right here, her first skill right here is going to be Tabethe's specialty. Commands all summon tentacles to attack once, increasing their damage dealt, and also grants self and allies a boost to skill damage. Now if you go to the attribute details here, you can see the sanity cost, you have the tentacle damage percent boost, and you have the skill damage boost, and then the duration. You can see right here that the skill damage boost itself, guys, is only scaling based on the talent level of this effect, right? So that's literally how you get the boost, and then the duration just on your skill duration. So if we move on now to the next skill, we have the second skill, Brawl for Justice, which summons 9 tentacles around Tabethe, and the summons for the tentacles are going to inherit her stats, continuously dealing hydro damage to nearby enemies and capturing up to 2 enemies to immobilize them. Right, so that's going to be the tentacles. You have the summon damage, which is based on your skill damage, and then you have the duration for the actual summons themselves. Now moving on to the main passive that she has as well, Have Tricks Will Travel, deals critical damage using a ranged weapon having or has a chance to summon 1 tentacle near the target, which can only be triggered once per second, and a maximum of 18 tentacles can exist at a time. And then as you can see right here, the summons for the tentacles are going to inherit the stats again and immobilize the enemy. Now, when summoning tentacles, Tabethe gains a stack that increases her crit chance up to 10 stacks. And then you can see here that the crit chance is going to be at about 8% right there, which is pretty good. And then you do get the duration effect as well. Now, for her combat AI support, which is mainly what you're using this character for anyway, increases skill damage for self and allies. So that's very nice. You get another skill damage boost. So now we've went over the kit of the character, guys. In terms of the actual build that you want to be going for this character, you want to be speccing into high skill efficiency, high duration, and a little bit of skill damage, but a high max sanity as well. But you really do not care about range, guys. Range is a dead stat for this character, and honestly, if I have any type of range on this build, we could really just drop all of it. Yeah, we don't have any range on this build. So in terms of what I'm actually rocking for my Tabethe, and as you guys can see, it's not even a full build, but again, this is a combat AI support, so as long as you have just good enough stuff, you'll be good to go. And I think it's one of those things where if you're just kind of running a set like this, you'll be completely fine, guys, right? So first things first, I have Uplift on my Tabethe because I have the Serenity on my other character that I'm running support for. So Uplift is going to be increasing your damage dealt by you and your teammate by 11%. So again, if you're not running Uplift, you run Serenity, right? You run Serenity or Uplift. Either or, Serenity giving you the restore sanity. It just depends on what your team comp is and where you're running. Personally, I run Uplift on my Tabethe, but it's up to you, and it doesn't matter because you get the Serenity from your other teammate regardless. It's just whoever you choose it on. Now, the next mod that we have here is going to be Pan's Eternity Abnegation, plus 40% skill duration, minus skill range. Skill range is not affected for anything on Tabethe, guys. If you go to her skills and you look at all the effects right here, skill range is not a stat she's affected by at all. Skill efficiency for the sanity cost, skill damage for her boost, or skill duration for skill damage boost duration, right? Duration, skill damage, duration, skill damage, duration, skill damage. You can see nothing in her kit has range. So no matter how much range you have on Tabethe, it's not going to put your tentacles in a bigger radius. You can lower the range and it does not affect this character's kit at all. You literally look at any of the skills, it should not affect any of the effects. So running a plus 40% skill duration, minus 60% skill range, I think is really good for this character, right? So moving on from that, we do have 20% skill duration, right? Just a little bit extra of that. You have base eternity. Now, Wings Inspo, you do not have to have the gold one. If you have the blue one, use blue Wings Inspo in the meantime, guys. I personally am, I'm at that point in the game now where I'm grinding up my perfect, gold Wings Inspo so I can like max out dupe this. Right now I'm at 2 dupe and it's 73% max sanity, 23% skill efficiency. A very, very strong mod, by the way, for supports. It's really, really good. So yeah, once you do get trial 60, you'll be able to get this. But again, you can still run it at, the blue rarity one. It's still very good. You get max sanity, you get skill efficiency. So we do also have Inspo Shards here, giving us a little bit more skill efficiency, minusing our shield. We do have Bahamut's Frosty Torrent, which is going to give us attack for, Tabethe herself. And it's going to also increase the allies' attack, because when we're running Tabethe on a team, we want to be boosting our allies' damage dealt. You know what I mean? It's like one of those things where she's going to be supporting the team, right? So that's going to be very, very important right there. So yeah, again, these are like the general mods, guys. Again, for like the other flex mods, like right here, obviously I don't have 2 more slots here available, but you could just go with, you know, things that are going to be helping out. I think no, I have wildfire here, but I need the one that has the skill damage, skill duration one. That would probably be a little bit better. I think yeah, let me see here. This one right here, this one could be good. The Midnight Sun Sea Wave, I actually would probably recommend this, honestly. Yeah, because you get your hydro damage attack, which still technically boosts your damage dealt. You have the skill damage, which is going to boost the damage on the actual ult of the, you know, the tentacles, and then you have skill duration, which will help you as well. So you could probably slot that in there. And then for another stat right here, maybe you could go maybe inspo for some a little bit more like skill efficiency. It really doesn't matter, honestly. At that point, I feel like you can just kind of run whatever. Max sanity skill damage, that one's probably pretty good too. Volition, it's actually not too bad, right? So you have a few options in terms of how you can go about it, guys. It's really just up to you. But like, again, as long as you have a general build here where you're speccing mainly into skill efficiency, skill duration, and then you know, a good amount of sanity, that's going to be the way you go about it. Now, in terms of weapons here for Tabethe, guys, her best in slot melee is going to be the Shackle of Lone Wolf. Now, the reason why this is so strong is because, as you can see, trigger probability 75%. When a hydro character triggers a bonus effect with this weapon, other allies gain 33% attack for 6 seconds. That's really good. And the base trigger probability on this weapon is fairly high because 75% is added already into the trigger probability on that. So if I was to give this, like, you know, a bunch more trigger probability mods, we can actually get that to 100%. And then the like us actually getting that attack buff will be guaranteed every time Tabethe actually melee. So if you are running her as a combat AI support, you can run this. This is a very good weapon. You also can run the arc light. You know, you can run arc light. If you're not running arc light on another character, you can actually run it on her. It gives her a little bit more skill duration, and you are going to be supporting the team with the attack, defense, you know, skill damage, skill duration, all of that. So you either have arc light for combat AI, or you go with the Shackle of Lone Wolf. It's really up to you, and it depends on kind of your team build, but I usually like to go with arc light. I don't have Shackle of Lone Wolf yet, but that is one I am working towards getting, and that will be a very, very good weapon for this character. But again, because you can only have one weapon for a combat AI support, you have to pick one or the other, and it'll depend on your team comp as well. So that is pretty much the explanation of the character, guys. Let's spawn in some enemies, and we'll show you guys exactly how the tentacles are going to work and how it actually kind of groups enemies and all that, and you guys will see it here. So I'll do level 70, and I'll make them spawn, and I'm just going to put down the tentacles here, and you guys will see exactly how good they are. Now, remember that Tabethe is also buffing skill damage for allies. So when I use skill right here, boom, you can see that she's glowing with that red effect, and at the bottom of my screen, you can see the duration of the buff. It's there available as well. So when I do the ultimate right here with Tabethe, it's going to spawn in the tentacles. It actually one-shot all those enemies, actually. But, oh no, they live. But you can see that they get grabbed into the tentacles, and 2 enemies are going to be stuck per tentacle. Now, this is really nice because you're able to kind of group enemies in a certain spot. It's a way where you're able to have, like, a lot better crowd control, in my opinion. And so, yeah, Tabethe's able to do that. Not only by doing that, she's also providing the buff for the allies with these skill damage buffs. So you can see when we go, when we do the skill right there, boom, it just gives a skill damage buff. It's also going to strengthen the tentacles that are already there. So if we skill, boom, then we're going to get a little bit more strength on the tentacles. So yeah, fairly straightforward in terms of the kit, guys. That's pretty much how Tabethe works. And again, you're just going to run her on combat AI support for the most part. So what I'll do is I'll show you guys some footage of me running like a, you know, maybe my Lady Nafil here with like the, you know, skill damage buff from Tabethe, or like maybe one of my other characters, maybe my my Lin or something. But pretty much, yeah, like Tabethe is going to be a very good damage buffer. Not only is she damage buffing, but she also is doing a lot of crowd control. And yeah, I mean, this character is a very, very strong, you know, kind of not even like sub DPS, but mostly just like a really good support character to have as combat AI. And in my opinion, one of the best combat AI supports in the entire game, guys. Just as she's able to, you know, provide you with that skill damage buff, and she's one of the only characters in the game that is able to actually give you that. So in my opinion, that is very strong. Again, a lot of characters are scaling off of skill damage, so being able to get a bunch of, you know, damage percent through that, I think is very valuable for a character like this. So there you guys go, man. That is going to be it for the build guide right there for Tabethe, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and how you guys would go about building your Tabethe, or if this is, like, you know, very helpful and you guys are able to build it through through this video. But yeah, that's going to be it for the video. Hope you guys did enjoy, and I'm gonna see you guys on the next one, man. Peace out. Have a good rest of your day, guys. See you later, man.